Ready for a new player in the Canadian car market? Well, BYD is getting ready to make a big impact by coming to Canada and setting new records in NEV sales. With their standout cars and advanced technology, this move will shake up the car industry. Chinese electric car maker BYD is planning to enter the Canadian market just as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government's trying to limit vehicle imports from China. Lobbyists for BYD, whose electric vehicles cost less than $10,000 in China, have filed a notice with Canada's Federal Registry. This notice indicates that they plan to meet with Canadian officials and lawmakers to discuss BYD's upcoming entry into the market. According to the filing, the lobbyists want to advise the Government of Canada on matters related to the expected market entry of BYD into Canada for the sale of passenger electric vehicles and the establishment of a new business, and the application of tariffs on EVs. BYD's move comes as Canada's carefully watching and regulating imports from China, especially in the automotive sector. The company's actions with the government show that they're actively preparing to enter a market that might be tough because of these rules. It'll be interesting to see how BYD navigates these challenges as it seeks to bring its affordable electric vehicles to Canadian customers. So what do you guys know about BYD's recent sales? This Chinese automaker has been making headlines in the EV world, selling approximately 342,383 new energy vehicle NEVs in July 2024. That's a huge number, but what makes it even more impressive is that it's a 30% increase compared to July 2023. This kind of year-over-year growth shows just how fast BYD is expanding and how popular its vehicles are becoming. Now, you might be wondering what exactly are NEVs. In China, this term typically refers to both fully electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid vehicles. So when we say BYD sold over 342,000 NEVs in July, we're talking about a mix of these two types of vehicles, both of which are key to the transition away from traditional gasoline-powered cars. What's really interesting is that BYD's July sales didn't just surpass last year's numbers, they also beat their record from just a month earlier. In June 2024, BYD sold 341,658 NEVs, which was already an impressive figure, but July saw them push even further, selling about 725 more vehicles than in June. It might not seem like a huge difference, but when you're already selling over 340,000 vehicles in a single month, any increase is a significant achievement. In July, BYD sold 130,000 BEVs, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually a 10% drop compared to June. This decline is a sign that the demand for fully electric vehicles might be slowing down a bit, not just for BYD, but across the auto industry. On the other side, their sales of PHEVs are doing really well. In fact, PHEV sales jumped 67% compared to last year, and even went up by 8% from June to July of this year. This rise in hybrid sales suggests that more people are interested in vehicles that offer the flexibility of both electric and gasoline power. It makes sense because hybrids can be a great middle ground for people who want to go green but aren't ready to commit fully to electricity just yet. The price of BEVs is one of the biggest problems for widespread adoption. That's why many automakers, including BYD, are focusing more on hybrid vehicles for now. Hybrids can help bridge the gap while companies work on bringing down the cost of BEVs and improving the charging infrastructure to make going fully electric more convenient. BYD's July sales data highlights this trend. Even though their BEV sales dropped, the strong performance of their PHEVs helped keep their overall NEV sales in a good place. This strategy of balancing between these two seems to be paying off, at least for now. It allows automakers to continue growing their NEV market share while they work on the next generation of electric vehicles that are more affordable and practical for the average consumer. European and American automakers are finding it tough to keep up with newer car companies like Tesla, which are leading the way in electric vehicles. Even Tesla, known for its innovative approach, realizes the importance of offering more affordable EVs to attract a broader range of buyers. At the same time, Chinese car manufacturers, particularly BYD, are already ahead of the game. They've started launching affordable EVs in the global market and putting them years ahead of their competitors. Chinese automakers are making bold moves that are really changing the game, especially in the US and Europe, where competitors are having a hard time keeping up. To protect their industries, the United States and the European Commission have imposed tariffs on EV imports from China. Even Canada's thinking about doing the same, considering tariffs on EVs coming from China. This situation highlights the growing tension in the global EV market, where affordability and innovation are key factors. While legacy automakers are trying to adapt, the swift progress of Chinese companies like BYD is setting a new standard for the industry. How these tariffs will impact the market in the long run remains to be seen, but it's clear that the competition's heating up and every player is looking for an edge to stay ahead. Public documents in Ottawa show that BYD is planning to enter Canada's auto market to prepare for this. BYD lobbyists have been seeking advice on tariffs for electric vehicles and other related issues. The fact that these lobbyists are asking about tariffs suggests that BYD is ready to face any potential tariffs that Canada might impose on EV imports from China. Canada's largest union has even called for tariffs to match the 100% rate that the United States has put on Chinese EV imports. However, according to Ward's 100, even a 100% tariff may not have a big impact on the number of Chinese EVs coming into Canada. Take the BYD Seagull, for example. It starts at around $10,000 in China, and there are reports that BYD plans to sell it in Canada. Even if the price of the Seagull would double due to tariffs, it would still be competitive in both Canada and the United States. This situation shows that BYD is serious about entering the Canadian market and is prepared to navigate the challenges, including potential tariffs. With prices like those, BYD cars should still attract buyers, even with added costs. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out as more Chinese automakers eye the North American market. So, is the Canadian market fully open to the Chinese? Well, not at all. Canada's about to finish a 30-day consultation period regarding new measures to limit Chinese electric vehicle imports. These measures could include higher tariffs to match those imposed by the US and the European Union. The Canadian government's also considering blocking Chinese investment in new factories within Canada. The government's convinced that action's essential to creating fair competition for Canadian auto workers and helping the Canadian EV industry thrive. A spokeswoman for Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland, Catherine Kaplinskas, emphasized this in a statement last week. Kaplinskas said that the Canadian government's considering all options to protect its workers and EV supply chains from what they see as unfair competition from China. This includes possibly restricting deals and investments from Chinese sources. She mentioned that China's approach to producing more than needed, along with their lower labour and environmental standards, is a concern that Canada's taking seriously. So it's clear that the Canadian government's planned very well, and Canada wants to make sure its workers in the EV industry have a fair shot at success. The government believes that without these measures, Chinese companies, which may benefit from state support and lower production costs due to fewer regulations, could dominate the market in a way that's unfair to Canadian companies and workers. The outcome of these consultations could significantly impact how Chinese automakers and investors operate in Canada. By considering restrictions and higher tariffs, Canada's working to make things fair so its industries aren't overshadowed by what it views as unfair competition from China. So what do you know about the emerging powerful EV automaker BYD? BYD was founded in China in 1995. It originally started out making batteries. Over time, it expanded into making cars and quickly became one of the largest EV manufacturers globally. The company's name, BYD, stands for Build Your Dreams, which reflects its ambition to revolutionize the transportation industry. BYD is known for producing a wide range of vehicles, including electric buses, trucks, and passenger cars. They've become especially prominent in the electric car market, offering both battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. BYD has a reputation for innovation and efficiency. Its own battery technology helps it produce high-performing and cost-effective cars. This technology has allowed it to keep prices lower than many competitors, while still offering reliable performance. With record sales and advanced technology, the excitement's only just starting. So what does BYD's Canadian debut mean for the future of Canadians? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more EV related content, and ring the bell so you're always up to date with the latest news from the EV world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.